I will wait for everyone to get notifications and jump on. Today we are going to make a succulent terrarium. I think that's how you say it. Got my paintbrushes, got paper towels. Actually, I need my paper towels closer. Hold on one second. Okay. Alrighty. Hi everyone. Gonna show you what I got. Hey Tammy. I'm gonna start getting out my paintbrushes. Hi, there's two. There's a Jenna, and then there's my cousin Jen. Hi everyone. Hi Ashley. I'm just gonna get out some paintbrushes while I'm waiting for people to jump on here. I know this is the middle of the day, and sometimes the middle of the day is not easy for people, but yeah, this is the time that I have, so. Hi, Jenna. Okay, I got a paper towel. I've got a bunch of flowers. Let me tell you what they are. And I got water, even though it looks like it's not water, but it is water. And I got a bunch of paints. We're gonna do just a bunch of different colors, because we might as well. And let's see, this is a color I wanted to actually. So I'm gonna do a couple different colors combinations. You know, there's succulents that are all green. There's succulents that are like green and like turquoise. There's different shades of green. There's some that have some brown in them. Some that have like that purple rim or that red rim. So yeah, so we're gonna do kind of a couple different color schemes. I don't know the names of every flower, and I was gonna write it down, but then I was rushing. So I apologize that I don't know the names of all these flowers, but I'm gonna show them to you, and you can find them on the website. All the flowers are obviously from Love Sola, obviously. And yeah, so some of them are just regular flowers that we're turning into succulents, and some of them were meant to be succulents. But let's see. Oh, well, there's already like 20 something people on, so I might as well make an announcement. We're about to gonna pin it in a minute here. Ooh, pin it in a minute rhymes. Make an announcement for all of you, but I will say it a few times as we go on. But today we are having, because we have a live, because we have a tutorial, a flash sale for the day, and it is 50% off flowers. The code is LIVE50, and fillers are 15% off, and that's no code necessary. So I know that Shauna, one of my office managers, she's gonna post it. I'm gonna pin it. And then share this video, guys. Share this video so everyone knows about our sale, because it's only for today. Flash sale. It's not being promoted anywhere else except for this live, and then I'm going to put a little post up after. Live50 is the code to get 50% off of flowers today. 15% off of fillers, but you don't need a code for that. So that way you can do fillers and flowers and get discounts on both. Only for today. Okay? So if Shauna, if you could put that up, I'm going to pin it. And then share this video, guys. Everybody share the video so that everybody knows about the sale. I'm gonna pin this real fast. Pin, pin. Oh, it got pinned. How did we do that? Okay. All right, it's pinned. I don't feel like I did that, but okay. Don't hide your flowers. No. Okay, so Live50 is the code. 50% off of flowers. And the filler 15, again, no code necessary. So that way you can buy flowers and fillers and get discounts on both. The flower 50% off, as usual, does not include Fifth Avenue or RIP. I don't know if there's any RIP bags up there, but they don't include the RIP bags, and they don't include Fifth Avenue bags, flowers. Okay, we're good? Good. All right, so I'm gonna start. We're gonna hand paint our succulents. Again, some of them were like our flowers, but we're turning into succulents. Some of them were kind of like set up to be succulents. Okay, again, I don't know the names of them. I'm sorry, I apologize. But they're there, so you can look them up. But let me show you how I set up my terrarium first, okay? And it looks really silly at first, but I promise there's a method to my madness. So these little plastic bowls are from the dollar store. Okay, and I put white rocks down. Okay, there's some gray ones snuck in there, but in general they're white. Then what I did was I took moss, a big pile of moss, and I used the spray foam and I squirted a bunch of it in the moss. Okay, so see this moss? I squirted foam. I cut it in half after, but it's spray foam in the middle of the moss. Because let me tell you why. So you can just sit down your succulents in this and it'd be fine if no one touches it. But if you're a house like mine, things get moved around a lot and I don't want the succulents to like move around. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in here and we're actually gonna attach the succulents to it. Although I'm not gonna be able to do it in the video, but I'm gonna show you how I would do it because these are not gonna be dry for me to use right now. But this way you can put the succulents in the foam and they will stay exactly where you put them. So you're not like having them flop all around and yet you can have the terrarium, you know, all set up and ready to go. Okay, does anyone have any questions about that so far? I have the plastic bowl from the dollar store. Actually, the rocks are from the dollar store too. I put some down because you don't want to see the foam on the bottom. I squirted foam in the moss. Okay, and now I'm just going to put it on. So see, if from the bottom view, you just see rocks. Okay, so you don't see the foam or anything. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I don't mind, I wanted the moss to kind of be intermingled in my rocks too anyway. So you could actually just do a piece of foam in the middle of the rocks if you wanted, but I wanted some moss in there. Hi, Brittany. I met Brittany this morning on a FaceTime interview. She was interviewing business people. So she joined us today. Hey, Brittany, how are you? Okay, so I'm going to add my rocks. I'm going to make sure I get like around the sides because I want the view to be on the outside of these rocks. And you can use, you know, you don't have to use white rocks, obviously. But I did want to just, I like the foam to be there. I like however I put them down to be however they stay. Hi, Kim. Okay, so I'm going around with these rocks. I have another bag, so. Okay. Guys, if you're just joining, I announced a flash sale. It goes on today. It's 50% off of flowers except for RIP and 5th Avenue. The code is LIVE50. It's pinned there on the live right now. 50% off of flowers. Brittany, see, here's your chance. 50% off of all the flowers except for 5th Avenue and RIP. And then filler is 15% off and no code necessary, so that way you can stock up on flowers and filler and still get both discounts. Now you can sit this down low if you want them down low, but I just poured it in, so shh, Andrew. Okay, so my bucket is filled. See, you can only see the moss a little bit. You could actually tuck it down more if you don't want to see any of it, or you can open it up. I might actually pull a little bit of it out when I'm starting to set up. But now I have something, and I'll show you with the wire. So see, I could put a flower like that. So I can stick it right in, and then that way I can position all of my succulents and they stay where they need, because the rocks will hold it nice and still. So that way you have a succulent thing, but it's not like flopping around. You don't just like lay them down in there. Wow, for the afternoon, we have a lot of people. It's like only 2:45 here on the East Coast, and there's like 40 people. Is anyone working today? What's going on, guys? Are you all in your lunch breaks? So anyway, that's my hack for building the terrarium in this bowl. Okay, so now we're gonna paint the succulents. Ashley, did you see? And Ashley, well, you have posted, I think, but succulents are 50% off. All these flowers that I have are 50% off except for 5th Avenue. RIP code is in the thing. Hey, Trish, I will talk about the sale again. So throughout the video, I'll remind you because we do have a lot of people jumping on right now. So I made the actual terrarium right now, and we're gonna add the succulents. I'm gonna paint them. Again, there's foam down in here so I can secure them there. What? You're in Ireland? I've been to Ireland. I love Ireland. Okay, so here's the first colors I want to do. It's kind of an olive greeny color. I'll hold it close so you guys can see. And then I have a red one. So I'm going to start with this color combination, but I'm going to use a bunch of different color combinations just so you can kind of see. So this is called Eden Prairie. Okay. And then this is called, let me cover up the name of our bride, Sugar Beet. Okay, so I'm going to use this olivey green with this beet kind of color for this. Hey, Tiffany. Okay, so I usually just mix it in my cap. Yeah, I put a drop of it down. Well, that works if you're getting actual paint in there. Okay, so I'm putting the paint in here. Hi guys, make sure you share this so everyone knows we're having a flash sale. The sale's only today, so make sure you're sharing your videos wherever you can share. Plus, everyone wants to know how to make succulents. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this color combo on the dahlia. Again, I can't promise I know all the names of the flowers. I don't have a great memory when it comes to stuff like that. Names and stuff. I'm really just not really good at it. So I apologize. But it's all on there. And they're 50% off with the code LIVE50. Except for Fifth Avenue flowers. So, okay. So I've got this. Oh, it does. It's olive green. I'm wearing olive green today. Okay. So I'm going to start with my dahlia. Okay. And I'm just going to hand paint this on. It's pretty watered down. But this one's a little thicker because I don't want it to like bleed necessarily. I'm just going to try to cover it up. So I got my paintbrush and I'm just going to paint this on real fast. Dahlias are kind of annoying to hand paint, but you could totally dip this first and then go around and paint it. But for the sake of this live video, I'm just hand painting it. So this is an olivey kind of a color. Sonia right here. It's pinned in the code. It's lovesolaflowers.com. 50% off. All the flowers except for Fifth Avenue and RIP. And the filler is 15% off, but you don't need a code. So the code for the flowers is LIVE50. Okay, so I got this olive color going on. Guys, I'm not going to try to be so thorough because no one wants to be here all day. But let me just get a good coat on. And then I'll show you the next color. And this is one where, so I'm sure if you've seen succulents, you kind of get how it works. Where like just the very edges of the tips are like a reddish purplish color. So that's the kind that I'm doing here. And maybe some of these will dry by the time I can put them in the terrarium. Again, with a dahlia, I probably would dip dye it first. I wouldn't hand paint it just because no one has time for that. But and I did show the colors, so if you're just joining, I am showing the colors before I do them. I will go back when I get to it again to tell you how I made the actual terrarium to be where you can actually stick the succulents in there instead of just lay them down so that they're there for good. Hi, Christina. The comment is pinned with the code for the sale. So grab your flowers and your filler at the same time because you don't need a code for the filler, so you can do both. 15% off of fillers, which are amazing. I made an entire cascade out of just love fillers and it was like amazing. I actually brought it to a bridal consult and she was like, I want these exact fillers. I was like, oh no, I gotta go buy more now. So, all right, we're almost done with this dahlia. And again, this is probably like the hardest to like hand paint because it's got so many crevices, but you don't have to hand paint it in real life. You can just dip it in your green. But I did do a little bit more darker on the outside. And as I'm moving inside, I'm moving it a little bit lighter, meaning I added more water. So the more water you have, the more translucent and the lighter your color shows up. The more paint you have, the bolder and more true to your color. So the back of it's pretty dark, but I added more water. I added a little more paint, but not as much as when I started. I'm a messy painter, so my whole table is going to be a mess, but it's okay. And again, I'm going to show you as soon as I'm done painting this, how I built the terrarium, because we did have a bunch of people jump on. Now, is everyone on lunch break or something? There's 50 of you guys out there. Make sure you share so everyone knows about our flash sale at Love Sola Flowers just for today. So today only, live 50. Jamie, I'm actually painting succulents, and I just didn't want to get bowls out and everything to dip this one when the rest of them I'm going to have to hand paint the whole time. So this dahlia, I probably would dip it first. But also when you're blending colors, it's kind of easier to either use an airbrush or hand painting. It just works better that way. But for the dahlia, I probably would dip it just because they're a pain in the butt with the different folds. But the kids are still in school Friday. No one wants to work. I know, well, I don't want to work either, but I'm just wondering how everyone got out of work because it's Friday. Or is everybody free now that kids are at school? Okay, so this was that olivey kind of color. On the screen, it looks brighter than it is in real life. Let me just wipe my hand before I touch the next color. Okay. All right, so that's my first color for my base. I'm going to show you quick again. This is my terrarium. It's a plastic bowl from the dollar store. I put rocks on the bottom. I sprayed, here, actually I have the bottom part. I sprayed that foam into moss, and I put the foam side down on the rocks, so if you look on the bottom, you can't see the foam at all. And then I put the moss piece in, and then I covered it with rocks. Now I might add or pull out some of the moss if I want to see it once I get the things in. But what this does is when you wire your succulents, you can actually stick them into your bowl so that they stay in the spot that they need to be. Okay? Again, I kind of want some of the moss to show, so I'll probably pull that out a little bit. But this just makes it so that we can stabilize our succulents instead of just laying them on top. Okay? Make sense? Okay. So that olive greenish color, again, the screen makes it look a little bit different of a color. And now I'm going to come in with that like reddish tipped color. So this is just one style of succulents that I paint. I brought a bunch of colors up. And we'll see which ones I want to use for each. So this is the color, like that purpley red. Yeah, I actually have an all-night job tonight, but thought I'd jump on real fast before I gotta get the rest of my life going here. Okay, so this color is called Sugar Beet, and I'm coming in. Now, I don't want it to, I want it just on the tips, okay? So I don't want it to bleed so much, so I don't have it very watered down, okay? And I'm using a very small, thin brush, and I'm only gonna put a little bit of paint on it, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna literally, see how the dahlia has, they're like triangle tips? I'm just going to rub my brush along the tips of the dahlia petal. I hope this isn't freezing because I just try to get a call through here. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to kind of trace over the edges of that. And I'll show it to you once I get a few more petals, you'll be able to see it better. I'm just dipping my brush, very little amount of paint. I'm sure everyone has different styles of painting these, but this is just how I do it. So again, this is the style where your tips are like that red, purpley, whatever. It's gonna bleed a little bit, which I like because then it's not such like a solid line. But it's not very watery where it's gonna totally bleed down. Like I don't want it to drip down. It'll bleed a little bit because it's wet. My kids had half a day. This was their first week of school, so hence the reason they ran up and didn't realize I was doing a live here, but so I'm just going around, literally touching every tip. Some of them I'm bleeding a little bit further down, and I will show you. So this was like an olivey kind of green with the color called Sugar Beet. If you have any questions, let me know. Guys, get your flowers on sale now. You can order these, all the ones that I'm doing here, for 50% off. Fillers are 15% off. If you want the flowers for 50% off, you have to use the code LIVE50. It excludes Fifth Avenue collection, and excludes RIP if there is any on there. But everything else is included. So get your flowers while they're on sale. Especially get your fillers while they're on sale. So guys, I'm just spinning around and doing this. I'm going to show it to you up close. I'm trying to go fast. I probably would not go so fast if I were not on a live video here, but I'm just spinning them around too. So I like to do it where I'm going around in a circle, because as I spin it, it'll bleed down into it. And that way, if I do like all one side, it won't like spread the same direction, if that makes sense. I don't know if that made sense to you guys, but anyway, I'm just spinning around and I'm going around the circle, making sure I hit each petal. And I'll show you what we did. Again, this is not very watered down. I am going to do one where I water it down more. But this one, because I just want the very outer tips to be red, and I don't want it to drip all the way down to the center, it's pretty thick with paint. Okay. Again, read the pin post for the sale instructions and details. Again, today only. Good time to stock up on your flowers and your filler at the same time, because there's no code necessary for the fillers. Fillers are life, but a lot of you have little mini hobby businesses, but not quite a business yet. So you guys have to wait for sales. So this is the time to jump on that. Does anyone have any questions just yet? If not, I'm just going to finish painting this. I'll show it to you up close, and then we'll move on to the next color scheme. So I'm sure you're all familiar with this style of succulent where the edges are that reddish purple. I actually have a purplier purple that we're going to do too. Okay. So again, it's brighter on your screen. It's kind of muted in real life, but that's what we got on the screen here in this weird ring light lighting. Okay, I'm just gonna set it in the terrarium because I don't have a place for it. But anyway, okay, so that was that one. Now we're gonna do a different color. Let me think which one I want to do. Let's do like a light green and a darker green. Okay. All right, so this one I'm going to bleed into itself a little bit more. So I'm going to make these a little bit more watery. So let me show you the colors I'm going to use. This is called Sparkling Brook. See, it's a very light green. It actually looks white on your screen, but it is a light green. Okay, and then this is called Green Balsam. One of my favorite greens ever. It's kind of a sagey green. And I'm going to use this flower. Not sure what it's called, but you can find it for a discount today. I'm going to use my bigger brush again to do my more, my bigger space. Oh. I'm going to add water. I just do it in my lid, guys, because I hate washing out paint bowls. It's my least favorite job in all of this. Okay, so This color scheme is going to be a very light green, and I'm going to bleed in a darker green on the tips of it. So I'll show you how we do that. Okay, so I've got my paint mixture here, my light green with my water. It's pretty watered down this time because, again, I'm wanting these colors to like bleed in. It's not like the first one that I did where just the tips have to be a color. So it's pretty watery. And now I'm gonna paint this real fast. No one has any questions so far? Okay, and then I'm gonna do that balsam color, but I want it to bleed down. I also want to do my center a little darker. Please share the video, guys, so that people know about the sale, because it's just for today. So there's not much promotion going on. So let your friends know. Don't be selfish and only know who you buy flowers from. Let everybody know where you buy your flowers. Let them know so they can get the sale too. What glory. I'm a hot mess. Like these last few days, it's been like a blur because my kids started school this week and I had like 10 weddings in like 3 days. So it's been a little crazy here. Okay. I'm going to use my balsam color now. This is a little bit darker. Okay, so I have it in my lid again, and I'm going to add the water to it. I want it pretty watery. I'm just going to get a little bit bigger of a brush. Okay, so I'm going to stir that up. Can you see that? Stir it up. And I'm going to do a third color on this once I've got this kind of bled down into it. So I'm going to start in my center actually, and just, I'm just going to tap it, and it kind of like bleeds down into it. Okay, if you can see that, can you see that? If I just tap it and let it bleed. So that's exactly what I'm going to do to the petals. I'm going to tap it on the top and let them bleed down. Everyone, no one has any questions so far? Okay, so I'm just going to spin around, let it drip down in. Now for these ones, I kind of do a couple step process here. So just bear with me as I'm doing it step by step. Okay, so as you can see, it's like a little bit splotchy, but we're going to come back with the other color to meet up with it. So I'm just dripping it down on the tips of it. Okay, so it looks a little weird now. Hi, Gay. And now we're going to go back in that light color, wherever I put that. Here it is. I need to add a little bit more water because I don't have much paint in there. Okay, so I added my darker, and now I'm going to go back up with my light, starting at the bottom and pulling it up so that it blends those into each other a little bit better. So one we dripped kind of down into, and then the other one we kind of drip out of. Just want to make sure it's not like such a noticeable difference between the tips and the center. I want it to blend down in there. Okay, so I wonder if you can see it in your lighting here. Let me. Can you see the difference in color? You might not be able to see it on these light greens, but I promise you there's a difference between the edges and the middle. So I blended it in. So what I did was I did the light color, then I let the dark color kind of drip in. Then I went back with my light color, really watered it down just to blend it in. And now I'm going to take another green, kind of like a tealish kind of green, and I'm just going to touch the very, very, very tips of, like the very, very tips of the edges of this. So let me see which brush I need. I don't want it to bleed too much, so I'm just going to dip my brush in the water. Okay, and I'm just going to do it right on these little corners. It's a very wet flower right now because we used so much water, so it will bleed a little bit on its own without having to add water really to your paint. So I'm just doing the little bitty corners. I'm going to show it to you close in a second because I realize that this is like kind of so detailed that maybe you can't see it. I should have had my camera like next to me like I do sometimes when I need detail stuff. But I will get close to you in 1 second, okay? Anyone joining right now, read the pin post. We're having a flash sale just for today. Live 50% off all flowers except for 5th Avenue. And fillers are 15% off. Get those. Those you don't need a code for the fillers. That way you can do your fillers and your flowers at the same time without having to worry about picking one or the other. I'm going to show it to you close in a second. But I'm just going around my corners, just not all the way around the whole top of the petal, just the little pointy things here. Okay, let me show it to you up close. I know that the greens are not showing because it's so bright that it looks white, but I promise it's green with that on it. This is just my water to blend in a little bit. Basically, I do it like a watercolor, water painting kind of thing. So I'm just using water now to blend in the edges. Okay, and then I'll show you again for anyone joining now. I do see people are popping in and out here. I will show you real fast what I did with the geranium to prep that. When they're really wet, you can use your fingers to blend it kind of easy. Okay. So what I did was I took my plastic bowl, put rocks, I sprayed foam into moss, I put that down in there, I put rocks back over it, so that way when these are stemmed, you can stem them into your geranium without them moving around. Let me wipe my hands here. So let me just show you like the 2 styles I've done so far. Have you ever tried airbrushing? Yeah, I airbrush, Shannon, but I hate the airbrush. I'm looking for a good airbrush that takes latex paint, but by the time I have to clean the airbrush and do all that, I waste so much time that it's not worth it for me. I'm too busy to airbrush, really, because it takes me like, by the time I'm dealing with like nozzle stuck and cleaning and all that stuff, it's just not worth it to me. Okay, so I got that. Airbrushes are cool if they work. Let's do a brownish one. Okay, I'm gonna do a brownish one now, just because I'm trying to show you like all the different colors that you can do. And I will do a lotus. Let me see how many more outs I want to do, and then I will. This is kind of big, right? So I won't do that one right now. I like this one. I'm just trying to see what fits into my terrain in here. All right, we'll do these. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to the side. So these are 2 brown colors. This one's called Chocolate Swirl, and this one is called Amber Autumn. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a browner color here. Oh, sorry guys. Don't miss out on the flash sale. If you're just joining and you don't have any wholesale, this is the chance to get it on a discount. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my darker color this time. And it's gonna be pretty watery because I want it to just like spread in. Okay, this is a lotus. I'm gonna start in the center. And again, I'm gonna do like a couple steps so it looks kind of like I'm just roughing it first, but then I will I'll blend it in, I promise. I'm gonna use this paintbrush to get it down into each of these petals. So I'm gonna peel back the petals and I'm gonna drip that darker color down in there and pull it up. So see how I'm doing this? Can you see how I'm doing that? Maybe you can't see how I'm doing that. So I start it in the center and I kind of just pull it up. I'm gonna do it on both sides. And again, I'm gonna do like a couple steps here. I don't wanna keep everyone on here for like 17 hours, so I'm going to try to rush this so that you guys, do you see how I'm doing that? I'm just getting in there. And again, I'm going to be using other colors in here, so I'm not really caring so much right now how this looks while I'm putting it down. So succulents come in like so many different colors. There's grays, greens, purples. I'm gonna do a purple and sage one I think next. I also don't know how with the airbrush you can kind of get into all these like little crevices. That would be another thing that's really tricky too, that I'm not sure how people do that. I don't know, people out there who make succulents, do you guys airbrush them? There's certain styles you can do that, but I'm not sure all of it. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just tapping that really dark color down in there because we're gonna come back with the light color and let it kind of drip to meet it. I'm using like a really long brush here to get into it. Again, I'm not really caring. If you saw me paint the hydrangeas before, like it doesn't really matter what this looks like right now because we're going to be blending it in so much that we're just trying to get that dark into there. Okay. If anyone new is joining, we're having a flash sale. Live 50 is the code. 50% off of all flowers except for 5th Avenue. Fillers are 15% off. Do it now, lovesolaflowers.com. Don't wait till the sale's over and then kick yourself you didn't do it. Okay, all right, so it looks like you usually hand paint. Yeah, thanks Ashley. I just don't know how you get into like how you make it such a like a little spot if you were to airbrush it. Not sure how that would work. So let me use this brush. Okay, so this one, oh, I was looking for my color. It's right in front of my face. Look how pretty this color is. Again, colors are a little off on our screen compared to what they are in real life because I have the ring light, which is kind of like fluorescent-y looking. All right, so I want this pretty watered down because I want this to drip into that dark brown. Switch colors so often. Yeah, actually that's exactly the same like for me. And like I can't spend 18 hours cleaning it every night. So yeah. All right guys, now I'm just painting this on. I need this a little bit waterier. I need a bowl. to make this waterier. I'm using the cap of my spray paint can so that I don't have to go across the room here. I'm adding more water to this as my paint holder because I want this pretty watery where it's going to run. Listen, you do what you got to do here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to add this color to it. And again, I'm not really worried or concerned right now where it goes because I'm going to come back one more time with the dark at the end. Sorry guys, I am trying to not take up all your time here to do this. Maybe I'll just do one more. Hand painting is tedious. I hope that if you're doing it as a business, you're charging, you know, for your time and efforts for hand painting. This kind of stuff takes time. Okay, so now I'm going to open this up and I'm going to get into there. A lot of you have seen me hand paint too. You could also just spray the whole flower down. I actually use leave-in conditioner spray spritz bottle. You can actually just get the whole thing really wet and it bleeds into each other pretty easily. But yeah. So now I'm just blending this color and then I'm going to come back with the dark one more time. Succulents, you know, sometimes they're very harsh in differences of colors and sometimes they just kind of fade into each other as well. So okay, you don't have any questions about how I built the terrarium or about the sail or about what flowers to use? This is a lotus. It's pretty common when used for succulents. Love Sola flowers, petals are so always in good shape that the lotus always turns out so nice when it's opened up because you don't got all those majorly cracked petals or anything like that. What did you say about the leave-in conditioner? Okay, so I when I hand paint like flowers, I usually spritz my flower down with leave-in conditioner spray, and it makes my flower really wet so that it can bleed if I want that like watery color like blending into each other spray. If you haven't, Sonia, if you haven't watched some of our videos here on this business page, Love Sola Flowers business page, go ahead and like click the little video thing and you can see where I have videos about dyeing. I think I did it during the hydrangea one too, but I did have a whole video on how to dye and hand paint and stuff like that. So you will see it all there. All the information is there. How to blend with leave-in conditioner. I know that people like think it's crazy sometimes, but I get a lot of feedback that it's really helped people too. So yeah. But yeah, we've got lots of videos. Make sure if you guys are, if any of you are like kind of joining in this Love Sola page and haven't really visited here before, make sure you take a look at the little videos tab if you're wanting other tutorials. I try to do them weekly. Yeah, I try to do them weekly. I do try. Okay, so again, my darker is now faded in. Again, the coloring is really weird in this lighting, but now I'm going to take the darker back again and I'm just going to touch it and pull it through up to the top again to blend in this color a little bit more. Again, this is pretty watered down because I want them to kind of blend into each other like well. Please share the video so that people can see our tutorials, hear about our sale. Because the sale is just for today. It's a flash sale. So don't be stingy. Share with your friends. Okay, let me see if you can see this. Does it look weird? It always looks weird in this lighting, but it doesn't look weird in real life. So I'm not really sure why things look weird, but they do. I promise you in real life it doesn't look weird. The lighting helps for people to look better with their skin, but it doesn't help the paints to look better. So, okay, let me put this one next to it and I'll show you again. Again, this terrarium, I have foam in it, so these will be able to be placed exactly where I want them to be. So, can you see? Jessica Marie, I have videos. All right, let me just grab it real fast. Just stay right there and I'll grab it so I can show you. I will do one with it. Hold on. Okay. This one I'm talking about, sleeve and conditioner. This one happens to be Barbie, but I get it from the dollar store. It's like detangler spray. Barbie. I'll do one with this, okay, so that you can see what I talk about. But I do have it in a lot of videos, guys, so if you miss any of it, you could do it there. Okay, so let me just show you then. Let me pick a color scheme. Let's do this like purpley color with this sugar beet color. No, it's okay. I'm gonna, it's good. Okay, let's do this one in this like a purple and a sugar beet color. This is a custom color match, so you're not gonna be able to see the number of it, but it's purpley. So let me show you how to do it with this detangler spray. I've got paints all over here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. Got it? Okay, you don't have to use Barbie brand, but okay. So there's this very dark purpley color, and then I have that lighter purpley color. So, let me get my brush cleanish so I can show you. Okay, guys, read the pin post if you're wanting to know how to do the sale. I have hiccups. Okay. All right, so if you want something to bleed, like really, really bleed, you want to get your flour really wet, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to spray it down with the detangler spray. I use detangler spray because it seems to make things softer and dry, not so brittle. But I also use Behr brand paint, so in general, I don't really worry about that anyway. But, okay, so I wet my thing down like majorly. And I'm actually just going to add water to this because I had almost none left. Okay, so it's already wet. And then I've got really watery paint. And so watch when you drip it, it like literally, can you see that? If you just touch it, it like spreads like the dickens. And we'll cover it pretty fast and get in there. So if you keep things really wet and you use wet paint, it'll blend super duper fast and easy. But sometimes, like the green one we did, like let me show you, like this one, I didn't really want it to bleed because I just wanted it on the edges. How did I come up with leave-in conditioner? My brain like tries to solve things at all times, and at that point I was like using acrylics and they were super brittle. And I thought, hey, if conditioner makes your hair soft, probably would make your wood soft. And so I just, yeah. And I like that it's not like a heavy spray. So the bottle itself is just like a mister. And yeah, I don't know. I'm like a puzzle. I just like to find problems and solve problems. It's just kind of how my brain works. But yeah, if it's super watery, it'll spread really fast and easy. But it'll also make it so that your colors will blend a lot, which if you don't want that, you're going to want a dry flour. and you're just going to want to use a little bit thicker of paint mixture. But this one is now super duper wet, so it will just bleed all over the place, which is fine for the color scheme. But well, Sonia, we suggest that you buy them raw and do them yourself, because you can do your brand. But if you're trying to soften up a flower, it's a little bit trickier than just doing it on your own. So Love Sola Flowers, we only sell the raw flowers, but then we teach you how to dye them. And it's better to dye them on your own because they don't get damaged during shipping. Yeah. So you can spritz them with conditioner and try it, but we just suggest you buy the raw flowers and just do it on your own, and you can pick exactly what color you want. It doesn't take too long to do. We have a million videos on dyeing. We can walk you through, and again, the flowers today are 50% off. So just get them raw and do it yourself. It's more fun to do it by yourself anyway, because you can customize exactly what you want. So awesome. Hopefully you use the code LIVE50. Okay, make sure you share this video, guys, because our sale is only today. Don't be selfish. Let everyone know. Okay, so I did that real fast. It's watered down because I sprayed it with a leave-in conditioner. Now I'm going to go back with that sugar beet color. I already got it watered down in my lid. And I'm just going to do the edges. It'll be a slight difference in color. Oh, that's not watered down. I lied. All my water left. Yeah, I just never order color ones. It's more fun to customize it yourself and do it yourself. They get damaged a lot during shipping, so get our raw ones. We'll teach you how to dye them. We teach you how to hand paint, all that fun stuff. So I use Behr brand paint. Now this is, again, this is not such an extreme difference in color. You might not even be able to see it picked up on the screen, but I will hold it up for you to do. I'm just touching the tips of it again. In general, the tips of succulents are like, what's different color? And if it wasn't bleeding, that means your flower, if it's not just dripping and bleeding, it means your flower wasn't wet enough, so you can go in and you can add more spray to it. Okay, so I did that. And now I'm going to go back into the dark purple, okay? And I'm just going to do that at the center. And I'm just letting it drip. It's so watery that I'm literally just putting a droplet in the center. So now we have actually, since you're on our if you're watching this video, it means you're on our business page, Love Sola Flowers. I just posted this morning about our community group where we have tips and tools and everything else. So Sonia, if you're not in our community group where we share and we're like a family there and we teach each other all this different good stuff, join it. It's the link is actually on this page. It's a post from today, and it's facebook.com/groups/Love Sola Flowers Cascade Queen Designs. I know that's a mouthful. Sultan and I are going to have to figure out some easier, faster name, but we both wanted our businesses' names in there because we didn't know if we abbreviated them, if people would actually know what they were. But that's facebook.com/groups/Love Sola Flowers Cascade Queen Designs. Shauna, can you put that up, actually, if you don't mind? I can't pin it because we already have a pin, but yes. Thanks, Luann. Yeah, so I was selling some dyed assortments myself too. I might get back to doing that. We'll see what we do with that. But for now, I'm just teaching everyone else how to do their own. Let me show it to you up close. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to see the difference again, and this lighting is a little weird. Whew. Can you see the difference in colors? See how it goes around? Not sure. Okay, so then, awesome. If you're in it, then we kind of tell everything that's going on in that group. All right, thanks, Shauna. Oh, that's the post. But Shauna, can you put the actual group? The group is facebook.com/group/Love Sola Flowers Cascade Tune Design. Okay, we could do one more color combination to fit in here. Anyone have a combination they want me to use? Brown and green? Let's do brown and green. Okay? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to use this again. I'm going to spray this out. I'm going to use that lighter green because I'm going to use the brown with it. So once it's wet, it spreads so fast and easy, but it's going to bleed very easily too. So again, if you're not wanting it to bleed, do not get your flowers so wet. This green is probably not visible for you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So if anyone else is not in the group, join our group because that's where we kind of share all the inside details. We also can help you like one-on-one with your creations. You can post things and ask questions. We talk about business in there. We talk about tutorial type stuff in there. Talk about life stuff there. So it's more of, you know, the business page is more business, obviously. And our community page is more like life, like Sola people living life together in this weird Sola world that we have. So join that group if you want more of like the life of Sola. That's a good question, Christine. I don't know the names of all the flowers. But I will post it, okay? I'm gonna post a picture of this and I will tag the flowers that are in it because I don't know the names of everything. I just have a really bad memory when it comes to that. And I was going to write it down, but I was racing around trying to get on here. But I promise I'll post them. Thank you. Thanks, Sultan. Appreciate it. I got to get better at it. My brain doesn't remember names and stuff like that very easily. Hold on, I'm looking for my dark brown. Here it is. Maybe I'm just old now and my brain doesn't work as well. Maybe it's having kids, or maybe it's just that I never really had a good memory. Could be either of those, any of those. Okay, so now I'm just putting brown on the edges. Thank you for that. I really was gonna write it down. See, the problem is like, I need to write things down to remember them, but then I forget to write things down. So something has to remind me to write it down. That's my problem, is that I remember to write it down for a good 10 to 15 minutes and then I just start and then forgot that I didn't write it down. So, sorry guys. Listen, I'm the artistic one in the partnership. Sultan is the brains, and I'm okay with that. I have brains in other areas. Remembering things, computer things are not my thing, so it's good. You know, with the both of us, you've got brains and, you know, artistic abilities. Although he's artistic too. Apparently he can dye better than me, he thinks at least. We'll see about that one day. Okay, so I'm just adding this brown. I think I want a little bit of the teal up here. Can you use any paint to paint flowers? Okay, so now you can use lots of different things to paint flowers. The one that I like is Bare because it keeps the flowers soft in general. and it covers really well. So it's just the brand that I settled on. I've tried other kinds, but yeah, I don't know if other people have, you know, a brand that they really, really love. But I use Bear brand, and I get the samples, and like one sample color will do the cool color like for a wedding. Like it goes a pretty long way. It's got good coverage. So I'm just adding this color a little bit in the center area here. Again, succulents tend to be like multicolored and then they blend in. So I'm adding this in here now, and then I will blend in one more time with another color, and then we'll be done, and then I'll just show you how to do it. They're wet, so I'll try to stem them, but I'm not sure the success rate that I will have here, but I will try. Guys, I used to have a good memory. Like, I went through grad school. You would think I'd have a good memory, but now my brain just doesn't remember things. I'll blame it on the children. Does anyone else have children and then all of a sudden lost their memory? Because I used to have a good memory. It's gone. The paint for the light one, hold on, is, it's gonna drip on my face, I bet you. Sparkling Brook. It's called Sparkling Brook. Okay. Then this one was Balsam, hold on. Green Balsam. See, I'm not the only one, right? I think the children sap your brain cells right out of your body. Okay, so I'm gonna wet it again so that this bleeds more. And guys, you don't have to use these colors that I'm using. It's just, I just wanted to show you a couple like different color kind of combinations that you can do. So I'm just going again, I'm just blending it in. So I'm using a darker green. I went light green, then the brown, then a turquoise, and now a darker green so that it fades in. I kind of just water painting. I'm letting it just drip on. I'm really not touching the brush too much on it. Thank you, Shauna. Okay, so I'm just blending that turquoise in up towards the brown. Again, I'm not really sure you can see the very good coloring, or like, and it's weird because you can, on this lighting, you can like really see the separation, but in real life you can't really. Can you see that? Okay, so that was 4 different colors. I did the Sparkling Brook, then I did the chocolate something or other, then I did that turquoisey color, I think it's called Verdant green or something, I don't know. And then I mixed it in with, yeah, the other one. Okay, scooch myself. Okay, so I got a range of colors here. Let me see if it's enough to fill it in. I think I've kept you on here long enough that you don't need to like watch more, right? We're good? Are we good with how many we saw? Or did you need one more? You guys tell me. Tell me if you want me to paint one more or if we're good. Good to move on to assemble? Well, I just spilled my water, but just tell me if you want me to keep going on one more. I can fit one more in my thing if you want me to. I'm going to put my water out of the way. Okay, I'm going to assemble because I don't see anyone's comments. So here's how we assemble. I have the bowl again. I have some foam in it. So let me pull it closer. Let me move all my paints out of the way. Now, you can do it to as many as you want to fill it in. Let me make sure my thing is plugged in. My mascara. All right, so assemble. Okay, so here's the thing about assembling. Let me grab my wires. These are wet, right? So yours are not going to be wet. You're gonna make sure yours are dry. Hold on, I'm getting wires here. Okay, make sure yours are dry. Do not try to stem these wet. Let me find my clippers because someone else took my gloves. Okay. All right, so you don't need them to be too long. Do not try to stem while your flowers are wet. They'll just fall right out. Okay. Now, anyone just joining us who didn't know what happened here? So I had rocks down, then I sprayed that spray foam into a pile of moss. I put that down and then I filled it with rocks on top of that. So here's the thing about it. They're gonna stay where they're put, so that's exciting. But you also have the look that they're kind of floating there. Okay, so let me just try to see where I want these colors. So I'm gonna put the brown in the middle. I don't like it to be like in a complete like circle, and I also could fill this up with minis or that kind of stuff. I could keep going, but let me just assemble it for the sake of this video. Get your flowers on sale. So Sultan put up the names of the flowers because my brain doesn't work. So if you want these specific flowers, go for it. Again, these are wet, so I wouldn't usually stem them wet, but even my rocks are like getting dyed here. Again, I don't want to go like in a circle, so I'm gonna kind of just do something here. And guys, this is not expensive. The rocks are from the dollar store. Yes, the Supernova is, I can't even push down on it too much because they're so wet, but this will keep them then, that way if people move them, they will stay where you put them. I'll probably add more to this before I'm done. But again, for the sake of the video, for the sake of your time, we will just put them, they're so wet, so I'm not really even sure why I'm gluing them because it's probably not going to stay, but okay. So I just did a little bit of a clustering. Let me just see where they fit. All right, I'm just gonna move this one over a little bit. What is the purple color? Like the purple color? It was a custom color, so it doesn't have like a name. Sorry, that one doesn't have a name. I can show you the recipe by holding up the jar later, or actually, I can hold it up now. It's a custom color match. So if you screenshot it, here, I'll hold it for 5 seconds, but screenshot it and you can take that recipe to Home Depot and they'll make it for you. Okay? If you need me to hold it up again, let me know. It's hard to do this when they're wet. So again, don't follow my lead when it comes to that. And again, you could fill these up with more, obviously. Succulent gardens are usually pretty full. And this video will be like here to replay, you know, whenever you need. Right here on the Love Sola Flowers business page is where I've been doing most of my tutorials because they can sort them in an album called videos. When we're in the group, if I do a video, you can't like find them. You have to like do a keyword search which is annoying. So I've been doing all the tutorials right here on the Love Sola Flowers business page. Yeah, that way you can just go videos, and I always title them what they are so that you don't have to like watch part of it to figure it out. But let me just show you. And again, I would do more. Obviously, I can't tip it because I've got rocks, but I would fill up these gaps. I would do one here and one here and one here, and I would do different colors. But give me a thumbs up if you like it. Share it if you love it. How about that? Thumbs up right now if you like it. If you love it, share it. And buy your flowers on sale, because that would be silly to waste a sale. So even if you don't get flowers, let's say you have enough flowers, at least go get that filler while it's on sale, because it doesn't make sense to pay full price. If we're having a flash sale today, live 50. Okay. So share this so everyone knows how to make their own. I probably am going to sit here and do a few more just so I could take a picture of it completed. But without holding you guys up with your time. But I want to finish it up. And I'll take a picture of it, and we will post in the picture. How about I post the names of all the flowers? Yeah, I can do that. They're so wet. I don't want to touch them, but yes, it's a custom color that I showed you. So everyone got that? That's it. Easy. It's easy, guys. You can do it at home. Super easy. I'm gonna make some more, and I will share it in a picture on the business page. Make sure if you're not in our group, you join our group. And if you've never shopped with us before, take advantage now while there's a sale. Check out our flowers, because by far Love Sola flowers have been the best quality I've ever gotten. And their fillers are fabulous. They're dried and preserved, and they're fabulous. So do it while there's a sale. Live 50. Everything but 5th Avenue, and fillers are 15% off with no code necessary. Okay, everyone got that? All right, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to finish it, and then I'll take a picture and post all the information. Okay? All right, guys, have a good one.